Hey everybody, hope y'all are having a great Monday afternoon. I know it's the worst day of the week, or at least it is for me, because it means there's a lot more work left to be done. But hey, you all are the only one that can make the day good or make the day bad. So keep a positive attitude and make the day a good one. I'd like to thank you all. I've reached a little over 200 subscribers now. It's been a little over 2 months since I started this YouTube adventure, and I think I'm at 203 subscribers. I want to thank all y'all for that. I didn't know how long it would take to get there. Like I said in my other videos, it's going by a lot quicker than I actually thought it would. I know, some YouTubers that's been doing this for years that, don't have nowhere near 100, let alone 200. So I appreciate every one of you. A little bit of channel update. There's plenty of more gun reviews and knife reviews and flashlight reviews to be done. I was actually going to do a gun review today, but I've got a few other things that I've got to do this afternoon, but I still wanted to shoot a video for everybody. Like I said, especially thanking you for all the subscribers that I've gotten so quickly. Also, one stretch goal that I have for the channel, it may take a few months to get there. It may take longer than that. But my ultimate goal right now that I've set out is to buy a Subaru WRX STI. Not a new one, probably like an 04 to an 06. Something with decent miles. I want to find something fairly stock that's not had a lot of stuff done to it, so maybe it wasn't ragged out. I mean, I know it's pretty hard to find a STI WRX of that year that hadn't been just hot dogged all to death. But I'm hoping to find something. So I want to build it up to a certain extent, and I want you all to go through that journey with me of putting the exhaust and downpipes on and intakes and the chip and blow off valves and stuff like that. I want you all to go through that with me. And then after we get that done, this may be next year, because by the time I get all this done and set up, this may be over, but I can actually take this thing to Bristol and race it down a drag strip. They allow you to do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. You pay like $10. You can race all night. You gotta get in line, of course, but you can race as many times as you can make it to the track. And that's something I want to do too. And then I might mount a GoPro to it. And I live in Tennessee, and there's a lot of mountains here, and I'm close to North Carolina, so I can mount a GoPro on it and maybe zip through the mountains and show y'all what it's like to go through those mountains. I've been driving those mountains since I was 16, so I'm pretty familiar with them. Quick story, had a buddy one time that I was taking to shoot over at my house in North Carolina, and he was telling me he didn't get car sick, and he had no issues at all with any kind of riding in a passenger seat. Back then I had a little, I think it was a Nissan Frontier, and we stopped and got some breakfast pizza, and I was going across the mountain. I wasn't paying attention. I was used to driving it, and I don't know how fast I was going. I'm sure I was going faster than I should have been. And I was talking to him, and I was like, "Sean, what's going on?" I was just sitting there, just small talk. And after a little while, I noticed he wasn't talking back to me anymore. And I looked over, and I was like, "Sean," he was just pale. He said, "Man, you are scaring me to death." And that was in a truck, and I didn't feel like I was driving that fast, but I guess I was. And it was a funny story to me, but I guess you had to be there. If you was there, you could just see Sean's face. And if you knew Sean, he was really outgoing, and well, he still is. I act like he's passed on or something, but no, he's still alive. But he's really outgoing and really loud and really energetic, and he just shut up. And I was still talking, and I looked over, and poor Sean, he was just ghostly. And we got over there to shooting. It took him about, 30, 45 minutes before he could get his composure together to even think about shooting a gun. But that was pretty funny. So I can imagine if I can get a Ford all-wheel drive sports car. I've had many sports cars in my life. Like I told y'all before, I think I've owned 36 cars. One of them was twin turbo 300 ZX back in the day when they still made those, and I think I had that built to about 522 horsepower, and it was pretty quick. It was pretty fast. So I don't expect this to be anything like that. I had a full race suspension on that car. I spent a lot of money through a place called Stillen out in California, and they raced 300s, so they made their own parts and supplied a lot of race parts. And I had a full race suspension under the car, and it was lowered, and any kind of suspension they had I'd put on it, so it handled like a go-kart. So that thing was amazing in the curves, and I'm just hoping that a STI can be even close to that, but I don't know if it will. I've never actually even drove an STI. I've had some friends that's got them. So that's another thing too. I need to go drive one if I can find one. It's kind of hard to find them that year, and I don't want to drive a new one because they up the horsepower every year, and I'm sure they've increased the suspension every year. So I'd hate to drive a new one and then go drive an older one like I'm wanting to buy and it not even compare. I've got a big expensive truck, and it's just not in the cards right now for me to buy another $30-some thousand vehicle as a STI. So I'm looking a lot, somewhere half that or a little less than even half that. So that's just a future goal. So I'm trying to get that going, and that's just another thing for the channel. And like I said, there's more gun reviews. I've got a suppressor I can review and stuff like that. I was actually going to do that today, but like I said, I got busy. But there's one more thing I'd like to talk about today, other than like I said, thank you to all my subscribers. And I got a package in the mail. My good buddy Throb Nation sent me this package. I know one thing that's in this, but he said on the live stream the other night that there's something vintage in it. I'm a little bit nervous knowing Rob, what vintage might be. I know his daughter reviewed a '66 Corvette, and I thought he might send me that, but I'm not sure he could fit that in this box. So maybe he sent me a headlight off of it or something. But Rob, you always open everything with your Victorinox, so I just thought I'd open mine with my Victorinox since you sent me the package. So let's get in it and see what he sent. He wrapped it pretty good. I just sent the box. I didn't actually wrap it. I like the fact that he sent it in Christmas wrapping paper. Maybe that's the vintage part. It was vintage wrapping paper. I don't know. So let's get in here and see what we got. I'm gonna ask him before I post this, so I hope he don't mind me reading this. It says, "Hey Andy, hope you enjoy the hat. I also include a vintage vlogging adventures with Rob shirt. As always, I'll see you on the web. Rob and Krista Greenbeans, Throbmation." Thank you very much, Rob. Here's the hat. Get it open. It's sealed, so he told me he'd never worn it. Not that it would made a big difference, but he's like, "It's sealed up. I know it's sealed up." So here's the hat. Get this off of it. Get the bill kind of bent. Twist it up for my liking. Hat's pretty comfortable, Rob. I gotta say, I like how it doesn't touch my ears. That's one thing I really like in hats, is they don't rub down my ears. And here's the vintage shirt. I've got to have a big picture of Rob on my back now. People ought to get a big kick out of that. And the funny thing is, if anybody's not watched this channel or hasn't been on live streams with Rob, he's always laughing about me going shirtless. And I don't know why. I don't have any videos where I'm shirtless. I have, like one video where it showed me before and after on a weight loss where I'd lost like 75 pounds, but I haven't actually ever shot a video shirtless. But he always talks about that. So I guess he didn't want me to ever be shirtless again, so he sent me a vintage shirt. I appreciate that, Rob. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a great week, you and Krista. Love the hat. I really like how it fits. If I ever decide to do hats, I'm gonna have to really figure out where you got this from, so I'll be hollering at you on that because I like this hat. Hope y'all are having a great week. You know, if you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.